If you are the owner of this house, you would be fixing this roof. And you would be also fixing this expensive mold issues that the leak caused. If you are renting, you probably heard this 1,000 times. If you are renting, you are paying your landlord's mortgage or you are throwing away your money. In this video, I'm going to talk about why renting may be the best thing for you. So let's look at the 5 ideas about why renting may be better for you in your circumstances and situation. Is owning a home really a symbol of success? Or could it be a financial illusion trapping you in a cycle of unexpected cost and stress? The first idea is that renting gives you the flexibility and freedom to move around whenever you want to and wherever you want to. When you own a house, you are stuck over there for 5, 10, 15 years. But if you are renting and if you want to move to your parents or stick around where your parents are, or move because of your job career or your kids' college, or because you want to move just because you want to, you can move whenever you can. Not so when you are owning a house. You are stuck with that for a long time because you have a fixed mortgage, and there are consequences of moving when you are owning a house. You have to sell the house. The timing may not be right to sell the house, or the prices might have gone down and you stuck over there, and now you cannot move to your parents' area or for your job relocation or where your kids want to go. So it's a situation. Let me give you an example of when that can happen. Let's say you had bought a house 2 years ago for $500,000 and now you have a job relocation and you have to move. Well, if you decide to sell the house, and let's say hypothetically that the home values have dropped, and they could drop any time, and let's say the home value dropped to $470,000. So when you sell, you're going to have an instant loss of $30,000 plus the closing costs, the commissions, the escrows and all that. So you could be out $50,000 just because you want to relocate. Or that is not so when you are renting. You can move anytime, anywhere without asking anybody or without taking any loss. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. Or you can even move within the city from one location to another location because you found a better renting area or a better building with all the amenities in there, like a pool, a tennis courts, a spa, a gym, everything in there. So you can move anytime, every year or every 2 to 3 years without taking a big loss. By the way, I'm Mike Patel from Orange County, California, and thanks for visiting my channel. So the idea number 2 is that it's not in your budget right now of owning a home because there are a lot of additional cost when you are owning a home, not so when you are renting. Let's look at some of the cost of owning a house or buying a house. Obviously, the first cost and one of the major costs of owning a house is your down payment. Let's say in this scenario, we're going to buy a $400,000 house. And if you put 10% down, you need $40,000 upfront to buy that house. If you have it, great. If not, you cannot buy it. Other additional costs is your closing cost. Closing cost ranges from anywhere from 2% to 4% of your purchase price. So in this case, a 2% of closing cost would be $8,000. 4% would be up to $16,000. So now you have down payment, you have closing cost, and there are various other costs that you don't have while renting. Like property tax. In Orange County, the property tax is 1.1% of your purchase price. So the property tax alone will be $4,400 per year if you buy a house. Then you have a PMI insurance, which is the private mortgage insurance. This could range anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 per year. Additional cost. If you have HOA, homeowners association, and a lot of the properties, the newer properties have that these days, that could be anywhere from $300 to $400 per month, which is anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 per year. It all adds up. And of course, when you own a house, you have to do the repairs. If there is anything not working in a house that you owe, you have to flip the cost for it. When you are renting, the landlord pays for all the repairs. So there are a lot of additional costs associated with buying a house. This could be a lot more than you can handle, and it could get stressful because these are unexpected costs. Talking about unexpected, we always recommend that homeowners have an emergency fund. Let's say the roof leak, like I showed you in that house, the roof leaked. Not only that, but there was mold. Fixing molds can be anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 to $20,000 to fix it if you do it correctly and legally. So, or your fence could break down, or something could happen in your landscape, flooding or whatever. So you need extra cost and emergency funds just for owning that house. Yes, it is also true that if you are renting, your rent is not fixed. It usually goes up anywhere from 2 to 4% per year, depending on where you are and at what rate you started. So yes, there is an increase, but it's a lot less than if you are a homeowner because those costs are way exceeding your 2% increase should you have those? Please comment below on why you may feel renting is better than buying, or what your opinion is when it comes to renting versus buying. We'd sure like to find out and share your thoughts. The third reason why you may want to keep renting is that you need time to build your credit, or you need time to make your credit better. As you know, when you purchase a home, your FICO score and your credit rating is very important, not only in getting better terms and conditions on what the lenders charge you, but also on what kind of interest rate you get when you purchase a home. So having a great credit score is very critical. The better your credit score, the better your terms and conditions and your rates. Let's look at some of the way the lenders look at your credit scores. On this chart, credit score range for FICO, if you have a credit score of 800 to 850, which is very, very highly exceptional, then the lenders will likely approve your application and offer you the best rates and terms. If your FICO score is in the 670 to 739 range, which the category is good, lenders may approve your application but won't necessarily offer you the best deal. Let's say if your FICO score is on the lower end, 580 to 669, which is under 700 FICO score, then your condition or the category is fair when it comes to getting a loan. Lenders may consider you to be a subprime borrower. If you qualify for financing, you're unlikely to receive the best rates and terms. And if we further explore this, let's look at the impact of interest rate. Of course, this chart on FICO scores and mortgage APR is a year old or so, but it gives you an idea. If your FICO score is between 760 and 850 per this chart, your mortgage rate at that time during this example was 6.325%. If your FICO was anywhere from 680 to 700, your interest rate during the same time was 6.724%. And if your FICO score was on the lower side of 620 to 640, then your rate jumps to 7.914%. So look at the difference from 6.54 in the 750 range and jumping to almost 8% in the 640 range. So better the FICO score, the better the rates you get. So some people may just want to wait and improve their FICO score before they purchase. So renting may be a good thing. It may take you 3 months or a year to 2 years to get to this level, depending on your FICO score currently. The fourth idea or reason why you may want to keep renting or you like renting is because you may be ready to buy a house on paper, but you're not ready to buy a house in real life. What does that mean? Well, there's a couple of scenarios. Let's assume that your rent right now is $3,000 a month, or the house that you want to buy is about $3,000 a month. So what the lenders want typically and in general is that you make at least 3 times the income of your mortgage payment. So in this case, if you are renting or your mortgage payment is going to be $3,000 a month, which you qualify for, you should be making about $9,000 a month. But just because the lenders approve you for that doesn't mean you have to buy for $3,000 a month. Lenders will approve you for what loan amount they can give you, but that doesn't mean that you want to pay that loan amount. A lot of the buyers that buy a home are stretching to pay the dollar. They become slaves to the mortgage payment. All the money that goes towards your mortgage payment, and they are stretching and paying 30 to 40% on mortgage payments. They don't have enough money for groceries and other expenses. So what it means that you're not ready to buy on paper means that even though your mortgage payment is $3,000 a month and you can afford to pay that, you are not ready to make those payments because you are thinking ahead. You want to save for your kids' college, for example. You want to save for future investments. You want to save for some emergencies. So despite the fact that you can make $3,000 a month in mortgage payments, you want some padding there so you can put $100 here, $100 in the savings account, or $100 in the college fund, $100 in the entertainment fund, or $100 towards your retirement fund in 401k or stocks, etc. So you don't want to stretch paying all those fees, because once you have a home ownership, you're going to have your mortgage payment, HOA fees, insurance, property tax. So all that money, instead of paying for mortgage and expenses, you can start saving towards your goals that you have. The other reason that you may want to wait, or what you don't want to buy on paper, is that let's say you are approved to buy a house for $400,000, depending on how much down payment you're going to put. But one thing you have to consider is that the house that you can afford for $400,000 today was a house that was a year and a half ago that was worth $350,000. So the house you're getting for $400,000 today is not the house that you want, even though you can qualify for it. You may have wanted a house that was a 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, and 2,000 square feet, let's say 2 years ago. But that same house, and let's say that house cost $350,000. 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2,000 square feet in a certain area cost $350,000. Now the same house has gone up to $400,000 and you may not be able to buy that house because other cost has gone up. Your property tax has gone up. And for sure, because of this insurance crisis, the homeowner's insurance has skyrocketed. It has doubled or tripled in certain areas. So what you would have paid for $350 2 years ago now is costing you $400,000, and all your other costs, your property tax, your insurance, your HOA, everything else has gone up. So you are really stretching and you are becoming a slave to your mortgage payment. And if you don't want that, and if you want to wait until the market cools down, the interest rates cool down, the prices cool down, you have a better savings, you have a better foundation on your income, then that may be the right time to buy. So don't be forced to buy, and renting is always a good idea in your situation and circumstances. Before I go to the fifth idea, I wanted you to remind you to comment on what you think of why renting is better than buying. And also at the end, I will have the video called Why Buy? Renters Beware, Owning Your First Home. So look for that link at the end of this video. Talking about idea number 5, it is that you want to keep living in a high cost area. This may be a philosophical point, but here's what I mean. Let's say you're living in New York City or San Francisco or Miami or Los Angeles, and you're living near the downtown area. So you like that lifestyle. You like those walkable areas, shopping centers, the transportation, the dining areas, the shopping areas, the entertainment areas, or the major park like Central Park in New York. So you like that lifestyle and you are paying reasonable rent or maybe even higher rent, but you are enjoying that lifestyle. But if you decide to buy something in that neighborhood, in that lifestyle that you want, it may be very cost prohibitive and it may not be worth buying for you because the costs are so high, property tax will be so high, and it'll be out of your reach. So while you cannot buy that home, or while you don't want to buy that home in that neighborhood, in those metro areas, prime areas, you still want to enjoy that lifestyle. So you want to keep renting, paying your rent, enjoy the lifestyle, and when you are ready, from a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you may want to give up that lifestyle, or you might have enough down payment and enough income to buy such a property. That's when you can buy. But deep down, you want to stay where you are. On the other hand, you may be in a suburban area or a rural area. You like that lifestyle, easy, peaceful, no traffic, no noise, no pollution, and you are very peaceful and enjoy that lifestyle. So you may want to stay there for 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 years and then decide to move in the life's hustle and bustle. So there's a lot of choices, but I always say that buy when you are ready, willing, and able to buy. Don't just buy because people want you to buy, or people always say renting is bad. Buy when you are ready. Renting is cool, and no matter what they say, renting is not throwing away your money. By renting, you're getting a roof over your head, and that's worth a lot of money.